Welcome back to Daybreak Live on a Monday morning, the 21st day of March 2022. It is spring break week, and two ladies I love having on the show. They're always so excited and always so pumped up about what's going on with Miss Sylacauga's outstanding team. We welcome Lacey Wood, and also we welcome Kim Todd, who's the director. And Kim, let's start with you. You've been in this a long time, haven't you, girl? You just stayed young.
Yeah. I've actually been involved since probably the mid-'80s, competing, and then went on to start volunteering with the program and moved away for several years. But when I got back to Alabama, I said, I've got to get back involved.
And you did, with a bang, for sure. And Lacey, good morning to you.
Good morning.
You have a good weekend, I know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on with you right now.
Yeah, so since I was recently on your show, the past few months, I've been super busy. I've been making lots of appearances in our community. I'm coming off the end of Read Across America Week, which is Dr. Seuss's birthday, so I got the opportunity to go into local elementary schools and read to them and answer all their questions, and they are so much fun.
So how important is that?
I think that is one of the most important things I think Miss Sylacauga does, is gets to know her community, but also gets to know the younger generation. I mean, who knows? I could have met the future Miss Sylacauga just by reading a children's book to them. So I definitely think it's important.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And being Miss Sylacauga, you know, it's something that everybody looks forward to. We've got Miss Sylacauga coming up on October the 1st too, so that's not too far away either.
No, start getting ready.
Yes.
And I will say we've got a little bit of a change this year to the age parameters for Miss Sylacauga. I want to mention that really quick because this is a little bit of a difference. It's going to be a little different for everybody. It's going to be, if you are 18 by the end of this calendar year, you have to be 18 by the end of this calendar year to compete in the Miss Sylacauga division. So it's going to be a little unique because for our seniors, that's going to split our senior class for the most part. So with Lacey having a birthday in November, she would have been able to compete, but as a senior, if we had had that this year. But if you had a girl whose birthday was January 2nd, she would still be competing in teen. Miss America decided they wanted to make an adjustment to the age range, and they wanted to make it a little bit more mature, get the age range a little bit further up, and they also extended it to the age of 26. So from 24 to 26. So they want to go to a little bit more of a professional, polished, mature young lady.
Like Lacey.
Young woman, absolutely. So wanted to get that out there. So depending on when your birthday is, just start planning now, start practicing that talent, get ready to enter because it's going to be October 1st.
Wow, fantastic. Looks great. And Lacey's going to be competing at the Miss Alabama pageant coming up June the 29th through July the 2nd. And Lacey, time flies, doesn't it?
It really does. It does. I've solidified a talent song, and I'm going to send that in for approval this week. And so I've been working on my talent, been making appearances, but really, I mean, this year has just flown by. I've loved this opportunity. I've loved being Miss Sylacauga. It's been something that I've dreamed of since I was little, and it is so fun. I savor every second. And
she's grown up through the system. You know, we have rising stars, and what's really fun is that she was a rising star coming up. And then one of the other fun things that I don't think a lot of people know unless you really follow Miss Sylacauga is talk about the red dress.
Oh my goodness, yes. So the red dress that I wore when I won Miss Sylacauga was originally Allison Griffiths, who was Miss Sylacauga.
I remember that.
What year?
Like 2016, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, so she ended up giving it to Caitlin McTeer, who wore it and won, and then Caitlin McTeer ended up passing it down to me, who wore it and won. So we call that dress Big Red, and it is a piece of history in our town through all of us pageant girls. So
it's been crowned 3 times.
It's been crowned, it's pretty
Who's
neat.
next for the red dress?
Right?
You know?
It's a classic.
It is.
Fantastic. Now, Lacey, your social impact, Step Up Special Needs Awareness. I want you to talk about that a bit.
Yeah, so my biggest thing for everyone is, just as the name says, to step up. I'm kind of challenging everyone when I mention this to expand their circle, maybe to include those who they wouldn't have naturally thought to include, someone who may look or think or talk differently than themselves. And I think that the biggest thing that we can do as a society is come to terms with the idea that we're all different. You know, just because someone's physical differences may look more broader or more apparent than the next doesn't mean that they're any less capable of being our friend. And so my challenge is for everyone to step up, to choose to include, and to kind of expand their inner circle of friends.
Well, and you've been doing this for a long time. Talk about your Wednesday afternoons or Wednesday dinners. I mean, this is not just a social impact. This is a life for her.
Right, right. So one of my dearest friends, Charlie Kahn, he has Down syndrome, and he's one of my closest friends. I've grown up with him. His family's super close with mine. Every Wednesday night we have girls' night where it's him and me and a few of my girlfriends. We go eat, and then we go ride around and sing carpool karaoke, but we just kind of have fun with him, and we don't see him as our friend with special needs or, you know, our friend who has Down syndrome. He's just Charlie Kahn. He's the life of the party. He's so fun. He keeps us laughing. He keeps us on our toes, but we don't see him as someone with special needs. And that's kind of what I want everyone to look at, people who have special needs, in that lens. You know, my sister Lauren has dwarfism, but she is 20 years old, in Highlands College, lives by herself. Like, she's doing everything a normal 20-year-old would do, just with stools and sometimes in a different way. But I don't think that that limits her in any way.
Yeah, we can say some hurtful things to individuals, whether they're special need or not special need, but especially special need, because, you know, they're a little bit fragile sometimes anyway, and the words that come out of our mouth, we can't get those words back.
Right.
So let's do the praise thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, we're glad to have you with us this morning. We're talking with Kim Todd. Kim, as a director, what goes into putting a project like this together?
A lot. So we have the event side of things, which we have to get the production side going. We have the fundraising part of the program where we're out getting sponsors, gaining community support. We have the special appearances that the girls do, but we also work hand in hand. I work hand in hand with the girls, getting them prepared to go to state, and work with them on a regular basis with their social impact, and getting them out into the community to be promoting that as well, and to make their year what they want it to be, and to support them. So it's not just one program and one night, October 1st, and that's it. It goes throughout the entire year.
Sylacauga and Talladega County has really been blessed with the pageants, and so many people involved in the pageant. We've seen a lot of young ladies come out of this, step to the next stage and the next stage.
That's right. That's right. And you learn life skills. That's the one thing that I took away, that you don't know how much to appreciate it when you're in it. But when you leave the pageant world, when you graduate out, if you will, and you go into the real world, you are able to go into an interview with ease, without being nervous, being very confident about it, and not overly confident, but confident to go in and speak and know yourself and speak in front of a crowd. And I mean, I've spoken in front of groups of 2,000 before, and that isn't nerve-wracking the way it would be had I not had this experience.
No doubt about it. Hey, Lacey, this is spring break week.
It is. It is.
Can you take a deep breath this week?
I think so. So just last night, Miss Kim and I were actually practicing my walk, which in itself is just so fun. But there's a lot to it. As Miss Kim was saying, you know, it prepares you for a lot. But so I'm diligently working on things, getting ready for Miss Alabama. But this week, I think Thursday, I don't have anything planned, so I think I'm going to sleep in. Maybe
mock interview Sunday.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. I've been doing lots of mock interviews and really been keeping busy, but it's all so beneficial, far beyond the pageant organization.
How do you balance your education with the pageants?
Well, obviously, my education comes first. I'm a senior at Sylacauga High School, and so I hate to admit, but I do have a little bit of senioritis. But I'm staying on. I'm focused. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. But as I said, I am a student first, and so obviously I put my studies first, and everything that I'm involved in has to come first because that's what I made a commitment to first. But I have to schedule out times in my week of mock interviews and mock walking and talent practice, and that's just kind of something that I have to be really mindful of, I have to be diligent of, but it's something that I'm really glad that I'm able to do, and I just have to put in that extra effort to ensure that everything gets done.
And you've got a lot of friends who are keeping you accountable and are very supportive as well.
Absolutely. Jonas Schofield, I have to give him a shout out. He is my manager, he is my best friend, he keeps me accountable, as Ms. Kim said, and I think that's important to have too, is just that kind of like those backup people who are just cheering you on, but also making sure that you're doing everything that you need to do.
And the school has been very supportive because you've had many appearances, and they've been very supportive to allow you to go do that throughout the city school system and beyond.
Our superintendent is wonderful. Dr. Eller and Mr. Hodge, our principal, have worked with me and worked with my schedule, and they realized that the commitments that I've made, you know, I have to follow through with them, but they're open to me leaving campus and coming back if it's for an appearance, and I think that's great that they want me to really live this moment as to the fullest that I can live it. So,
and they see the benefit of it to get them to get her out into the student body as well.
And because they're your friends.
Absolutely. You know? Absolutely.
And we're glad both of you here this morning. We're talking with Lacey Wood, who's the current Miss Sylacauga, and she'll be participating in Miss Alabama coming up June 29th through July 2nd. You talked about teaching how to walk. And I see in these parades and stuff like that, you do this particular wave. You know, I haven't gotten that down, but all these things are so important.
They are.
They are. Just, you know, she has a specific dress. She already has her dress. We'll keep it under wraps, but she has a beautiful dress, and the way you stand in that dress is going to make all the difference. And it, you don't realize that unless you've been here and done that. And when you see it on stage, you want to create this beautiful silhouette. And so it's just those little things that get you ready.
You got to have great family support as well.
Oh yes, sir. Absolutely. I would not be anywhere without my family. I definitely have a really tight bond with my family. My sisters are my greatest friends, and my mom and dad. I mean, there has nothing in my life have I ever done without their support. And they show up, they show out, they love me, they pray me through everything. I seriously cannot ever thank them enough.
And they've become very big supporters of the program well this year.
They definitely see the benefits of it.
And the Kirklands as well.
Yes,
so,
yes, ma'am.
With Isabella, and who's Miss Outstanding Teen, who's not with us today. But so
she was on the show not too long ago.
She was. She was. And she's just wrapping up with her state competition, which she did wonderful in. That was some intense competition. I have to say, as a miss, watching those teens, it was kind of intimidating. I mean, they were put together for sure, but Isabella did great, and she represented Miss Sylacauga beautiful.
You know, we had a connect in that particular pageant with a Talladega County student as well.
Yes, we did. Yes.
So we're
we
glad.
had several girls there from Sylacauga and Chillisburg area.
All right. Hey, Kim, do you get sweaty palms when you get closer and closer to the pageants?
You know, I get excited, and I try to be the calm in the storm for the girls. That's what I try to be, because they're the ones that are getting the sweaty palms, and I try to be the calm. Now, when I'm in the audience, total different story. I'm on the edge of my seat. She got to watch me, you know, and you know, like Ibby last year, I got so tickled because edge of my seat, and she got her onstage question, her final night, was something we had practiced in mock interview. And I think I said it to where everybody heard me. I was like, she's got this. Because she had been asked that before. And so, but yeah, so I try to make sure to be the calm in the storm and keep them calm. And then I'll leave it for when we're in the audience.
Did you, Lacey, have experienced stage fright when you first started?
I can't say that I have ever been shy in any capacity.
I've never seen you that way. So.
No, but I've loved performing. I've really loved, I guess, just being the center of everyone's attention. I always have. But I will say there is a different kind of, it just feels different when you have a live audience. Like what we're doing right now, you know, no one's in this room with us, but if there were, say, 100 people, I would definitely feel a little bit more nervous, but I feel like that adrenaline kicks in, and that just boosts my performance even more. So I really wouldn't say I've ever had stage fright, but it is I definitely get butterflies in my stomach still.
Well, this is a statewide show, so a lot of people can be watching this morning in some 650,000 households.
Yes.
No big
deal. We're glad that we can showcase you this morning, and as we get set to close our conversation this morning, I want us to go back to the special needs awareness. I know that's special to you because you are a senior at Sylacauga High School. You've been a part of pageants. You've seen what happens, and you see in the real world too.
Right.
How a lot of people can have special needs, special needs children.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's something that our society is expanding. I mean, just the cases in autism awareness, that's something that, you know, up until the last 10 years, there hasn't been much research on. Right. But I think that if we come to terms with what special needs is, it's just a part of someone's life. It is not something that should define them, I don't think. I don't think a disability is a disadvantage, so to say. I think that, you know, we're all created differently. We're all created for a unique purpose, and we should step into that and step into our calling and really accept each other for who we are.
What are little things that you make sure of every time you step out on stage?
Oh goodness, I always make sure that my feet are together in pretty feet, which is a pageant term. But I also try to make sure that I'm standing as tall as I can with my shoulders back and that I'm smiling. Believe it or not, I have to mentally tell myself to smile. Sometimes it just doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't come natural when you step on the stage. And I guess it's like you practice it so much, but then there have been moments where I like am in a photograph and I'm like totally not smiling as big as I should be.
Miss Sylacauga. And contestant in the Miss Alabama pageant coming up in June 29th through July 2nd. We're talking with Lacey Wood and also Kim Todd. And Kim, as we leave this morning, we want to remind young ladies and parents and grandparents of young ladies that they can participate in Miss Sylacauga. How do they do that now?
So we've got something coming up that will get them ready, and that's Little Mr. and Miss Sylacauga. That's coming up on April the 30th, and registration is open on our website, misssylacauga.com. But have a special announcement this morning. This is hot off the press.
I've been waiting on this.
Yes, hot off the press. In an effort to be a fundraiser and expand our fundraiser, we're also going to have on that same afternoon, right after Little Mr. and Miss Sylacauga, we're going to have Little Mr. Or Little Miss Marble Valley, and that's going to be open to everyone in the state of Alabama, all young women from ages 3 to 17. And so registration will open on Wednesday. The website is littlemissmarblevalley.com. And more information will be available on Wednesday. So
talk about bringing people to town.
That is right. That's right. So we want to really bring people, promote Sylacauga, promote us raising more funds for the Miss Sylacauga organization, and give other girls an opportunity. I have been bombarded with calls from locals who are just outside the area of Sylacauga, because our geographic parameter for Little Miss is the same as it is for Miss. So it's just the Sylacauga area. But just outside the Sylacauga area, I've gotten a lot of calls saying, can we participate? We do sports in Sylacauga. And I'm like, you know, we keep it the parameter. So I was listening to the public and talked to Steve yesterday, and literally hot off the press, and we approved it. So we're super excited to bring a broader program as well.
I bet.
So,
now, where do we have the pageants this year?
We're going to have Little at J. Craig Smith Community Center, and then Miss Sylacauga will be back at Sylacauga High School.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
We're glad to have with us Kim Todd, director of all of this, and also Lacey Wood, who's Miss Sylacauga, and she'll be participating in the Miss Alabama pageant at Samford University. Not a bad seat in the house right there, by the way.
No, it's back at Samford this year. We're excited. Yeah. It was at the Alabama Theater last year, and it's very historic. But this is the 100th anniversary of Miss Alabama, so she's got a special part in this year, where she's participating in the 100th anniversary of Miss Alabama.
You know, having you two ladies on makes me feel young this morning. Thank y'all for coming, and congratulations, Lacey, on a fantastic run in Miss Sylacauga, and Godspeed in Miss Alabama. And Kim, we couldn't do this without you. Thank you both for coming this morning.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
We've got more Daybreak just ahead as we continue right after this.